Hi, today we're going to be working on this left-hand side of our property, clearing out some trees and brush. Here you can see Lance is trimming up a tree that we had the tree company actually leave last year. We kind of regret having them leave it because it was very bent toward the driveway. So we're just going to take it out, cut it up into manageable size pieces, load it into the tractor, and take it back to the burn pile. Right now we're just trying to get this piece of property that's on the left-hand side of our driveway, between the driveway and the fence, all cleared out, sort of in preparation for doing the fence along that side. Now when we do the new fence, these trees will actually come out. A lot of them are in the fence line. A lot of them are rotten. They do still get leaves and have a nice canopy, but the trunks of them are rotten. And we don't want to build a brand new fence and have a rotten tree fall on it. So our neighbor on this side actually has a bobcat, so he's going to be helping us remove trees and get the new fence up in between our properties on this side. So today we are just kind of cleaning this up a little bit, getting out low-hanging branches, a lot of vines. We have more vines along here, just like we had across the front, and they're all tangled up with some wild raspberries, which I wouldn't mind leaving, but you can't get them separated. So just trimming everything up, getting bucketfuls, taking them back to the mulch pile or burn pile, and then returning for more. Now we are in the process of moving our burn piles. This one is actually the very large pile from when they did the front tree line. They ran everything through the chipper and dumped it here, and we have since realized that it should have been back farther. So today I'm taking the time to take a couple loads of that back in between all of the loads that I'm bringing from the up front here. That gives Lance time to trim some more stuff up, and I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. Now we are on a burn moratorium right now, so we are unable to burn anything at this point. That's why we're taking the time to move it. And we still do have to trim up a lot of the small trees around where we are going to burn, so we don't have a forest fire. Lance is using a combination of the weed whacker with a blade on it, and then he's also using the pruning saw with the extension handle to get the low-hanging branches. And we're using nippers to cut things up to get them into decent sized pieces to go in the bucket. Pretty much. Oh, and the chainsaw. We've got the chainsaw out here as well. So it depends on what it is, how high it is, how much of it we're removing, how big it is, that kind of thing, what tool we use. we're also going to be taking out this little piece of fence here on the left-hand side of the driveway. We left it when we took out the remainder of the fence, which was on the right-hand side of the driveway. We left the small piece and the gate still there because we knew we'd take care of it when we did this side of the driveway. And I'm just removing some small trees with the pruner and the pruning saw. And Lance is gonna cut stuff up into chunks here. And that's what I'm doing as well. Just kind of making things a little bit easier to get in the bucket. The handoff of the Gatorade. So this small piece of fence here was actually just the H-frame that the gate was attached to, and then some wires that ran over to this tree that I'm standing by. And the H-frame is completely covered in vines. So it made it really interesting trying to get this out of here. But the posts themselves, they're old cedar posts, but they were actually rotten at the bottom. So even if we were going to put a fence back in this location, we wouldn't be able to reuse this. And the vines just complicated taking everything out and apart. But you'll see here in a minute how bad this is. Like he barely touches it and it falls apart. We're winding up some of the wire from the gate. This was the temporary gate that we installed just to keep the rogue horses away from our house. Now that they're gone, we don't need the fence or the gate any longer. Oh, see, there it came. Now this first post is very rotten. There was really no sense in trying to pull it up because it would not have come up. So we just pulled it off, and then Lance pulled the rotten part up out of the ground. This one, however, was a little bit more intact, so we were able to pull it out. And then these are some more posts from when we removed the rest of the fence. And I'm taking them all back to one of the horse stables. We're just trying to get like items together at this point. So all of the posts that we removed, we're putting back there for another day. So this is a pile of vines that Lance cut off that H-frame while I was back at the burn pile. And we just have a few piles here along the driveway of the smaller trees that were trimmed, and we're discussing calling it a day. Gonna get these cleared up, taken back there, and then go get something to eat. We've been at this for several hours. So I think I did a couple more runs, or maybe just one more run after this. But I didn't record it all. And then I'm going to give you a little look at what it looks like when we got all done. So it's amazing how clear it is. You can see the edge of the driveway. You can see the irrigation ditch all the way down. This is what it used to look like. Very overgrown. You can just barely see that gate back there. Lots of stuff in the ditch. So we're very pleased with how it's coming along. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.